Where are the best nightclubs for you to go to meet single girls in Brisbane? So what I've done is I've compiled the top 11. I did quite a bit of research here and found for you guys, not only by speaking to people on the street, speaking to other guys that go out and do game in Brisbane, and did a bit of research online as well. And I put together the top 11 nightclubs that will give you the highest probability of meeting a desirable girl. Let's just put it that way in Brisbane, the nightlife in Brisbane. So what I've done here is I wrote this blog post. It's the top blog post, the top link in the description. I'm going to go through that right now, but before we kick it off, I'm Dave, and this channel is dedicated to giving you no BS, novel dating advice for the modern man. Top link in the description for the blog post where I go into depth. I even created a map that you can, a Google map that you can zoom in and go everywhere in Brisbane, and I've mapped out, I mapped out quite a few bars and clubs. So it's not just the top 11, there's probably 30, I would say. There's nightclubs, then there's just mediocre sort of music venues, and then there's like bars and pubs. I listed all of them in depth. So let's just get straight into it. The top 11 nightclubs in Brisbane. Now, they're not in any order. They're kind of in order, but they're not necessarily in order. Cloudland Nightclub. I put that right at the top because some of the hottest girls I've ever spoken to up in Brisbane, they recommended Cloudland Nightclub. And if hot girls recommend a nightclub, that means their friends go to that nightclub as well, and therefore you can meet their friends and them. So Cloudland Nightclub, it does have a good reputation. I would say second on the list, I've heard a lot of people talking about Prohibition Nightclub. Prohibition Nightclub apparently is quite large. It has, it is kind of like the Ivy of Brisbane. If you're from Sydney, you understand what that means. It is there's a whole range of different people that go there. It's not cornered by a specific demographic. You know how you go to those heavy metal places and there's gothics there, or you go to an Asian bar and it's just all Asians there, you know what I mean? And certain demographics tend to, you know, especially in Sydney, they tend to dominate certain pubs, clubs and bars, but Prohibition is apparently the melting pot. And that one is definitely highly rated. I would say Cloudland and Prohibition are probably the top two out of this list. Another one is the Met Brisbane, MET. It is a dance nightclub, so lots of people go there purely to dance. Apparently there's lots of you know, girls with dilated pupils, if that makes sense to you guys. They like to party and dance, and if you try to strike up a conversation with them, they might be like, oh, and they might not have the communication skills that they would have during the day, if you know what I mean. So the Met Brisbane is that. I think also the Met Brisbane is a bit of a LGBTQI whatever else bar or dance club. X-Cargo is on the list as well. It is apparently quite a wealthy club to go to, so higher socioeconomic status girls go there, higher educated, more fancy girls, and it is good on a Friday. So Friday, if you're going out, the Met is X-Cargo, sorry, is the place to be. I've got 3 bars here, all in the same category. There's Blackbird Bar and Grill, I believe it is. Emporium Hotel, which has a rooftop bar. And there was this one, it was called Rooftop 11, but it is named Maya Mexican. All those links are in the description, by the way. You can go and check out where they are, check out their websites. They're all linked in this blog post that I put together. It's pretty comprehensive. These three are mainly, high quality, highly educated, higher socioeconomic status girls, more fancy girls. That's where you'll find those. Obviously the rooftop bars are pretty expensive if you want to buy a cocktail, upwards of $20 a cocktail, obviously. Then we have a Rick's bar, R-I-C bar, Rick's bar, and this is where all the in Sydney, you would know what I mean. We have Newtown. Newtown is kind of the pot-smoking hippies that like to talk about socialism and communism, those type of girls, the lefty girls. Rick's bar is apparently the Newtown of Brisbane, if that makes any sense. If you're from Sydney, you would understand what I mean. This is where the hippies, the pot-smoking hippies that have piercings and tattoos, ironically, they say ironically, in a conversation, and they're usually a little bit stoned, and they like to talk about socialism, and they like yang, they like the freedom dividend, and they love communism. You could call some of them tankies, etc. So that's apparently Rick's bar. That's what I've heard anyway. Birdies is a bar where apparently the younger people go to cut their teeth. I don't know why, but that's just what people are saying. It's where where you'll find girls that have just turned 18, and this is the first bar that they go to. I don't know why. I guess you're gonna have to go and find out why. So if you're around 25 years old, you're around that range. 21 to 18-year-old girls tend to like Birdie's bar. I don't know why. You're gonna have to go there and tell me why, and maybe leave a comment, explain that in more depth. Kick-Ons Nightclub. I had a close look at the website, and I went through all their social media. They have booth service, which is a bit of a downer in my opinion, because if people go there for a party or like a private sort of a function, they have their little booth, and it just cordons off all of the girls within their group, and they only jump up to go from the booth to either the toilet, or sometimes they don't even go to the bar, it's just to the toilet or to the dance floor. And so your options are limited when it comes to meeting them. This can be a huge pain in the butt and can reduce the amount of approaches you can make in that night. So Kick-Ons is rated fairly low on the top 11 for that very reason, because you're there to meet girls, right? That's the whole point of this. The Sound Garden. Apparently this place, it just seemed, what is it? Let me have a quick little read of it. It's, it looks like the type of place where there's an older demographic, the Sound Garden, bit mixed, and midweek they have a lot of families, and some of the events that they have on are geared towards middle-aged women, by the looks of things, and that's what I wrote in the blog post. But in the top link in the description, then I go into other nightlife. There's a video where I talk about Daygame in there as well. So top link in the description. Check out that blog post. Let me know what you think. And if you know any really cool bars or nightclubs in Brisbane that I left off the list, I hit 11, so I doubt that I missed any. Leave a comment, let me know. And anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.